First, let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dukden Dorji. Let's pay homage to the three jewels of the altar of the Seattle Lechang Temple. Homage to the main deity of group practice, Mahajundi Buddha Mother, Simu, Tanchen Katso, Tutan City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples, and all the viewers over the webcast. Good evening, everyone. How do you do? Aisteru. Sarange.
Hola, amigo.
Hola, amigo.
Te quiero mucho.
Te quiero mucho.
Sugoin.
Sugoin.
Ichiban.
Ichiban.
Kimochi.
Kimochi.
Jumi.
Jumi.
Yabi.
Yabi.
Bling bling.
Bling bling.
Konbanwa.
Konbanwa. Good evening.
Niho tagaho.
How do you do? Today is Father's Day. Tomorrow. Happy Father's Day. It's today in Southeast Asia. Let me share jokes about the Father's Day first. For on Father's Day last year, I was too busy, so I couldn't accompany Dad for dinner. So I asked a replacement girl to accompany Dad for one night. And this year, the Father's Day is here again. And Dad kept saying, wanting to celebrate Father's Day. So I put down my work and get all my siblings together to accompany Dad for dinner. It turned out Dad just pulled his face and didn't want to take a seat. And Dad said, "Why are you making it so complicated? It would be better just like last year, simple and nice." So now we will do the question and answer again. Homage to Grandmaster. May you be well, Aisteru. I would like to ask Grandmaster, on the 18th day of last lunar month during the True Buddha Repentance, I chanted the True Buddha Sutra halfway. All of a sudden, I felt a lump of qi in my chest that made me very uncomfortable. The qi went up from my chest to the tip of my head, and I felt dizzy, so weak that I couldn't join my palms nor continue to chant, except I hardly could bow. I sweat a lot of cold sweat, and only recovered after we finished the chanting of the repentance verse. I regained my strength, was able to join my palms and chant. That was my first experience. It never happened to all the other True Buddha repentances before. So, Grandmaster, please advise what happened. Let me tell you. That doesn't mean it's bad because you recovered. You recovered like before. You could join your palms, you could chant the sutra, and as strong as before. So that meant you have resolved one of your calamities. If you did not recover, then your calamity wouldn't have been resolved. So when you perform repentance, you're repenting, so the calamity will appear, and you recovered, so that's a good thing. So that meant that you have resolved during your True Buddha repentance, you have resolved a calamity or catastrophe. So that's what happened. That's the answer. You have resolved your own calamity. So that's a good thing. The second question. Grandmaster, how are you? Amitabha, your disciple Yanhua Jiaqi, the following questions. The so-called one Qi, transforming into the three purities, and the three purities transforming into the five elderlies, then become myriad things. Is this the same as Mahavtara Heruka? So in Taoism, we talk about the Hongjun Lao Zu with one Qi transformed into the three purities, Zhensang Lao Jun, Yansi Tianzun, and Lingbao Tianzun. The three purities, and the three purities transform into five elderlies. And who are the five elderlies? The yellow Huang Lao at the center, and the east Donghua Di Jun, and the west Golden Mother. In the north, 是水的 是 water virtue or 水的 and in the south is 火的 the fire virtue. So this phenomena has the same similar meaning to Mahavtara Heruka. So first, for Mahavtara Heruka, it's a Dharma Buddha, and then the five Dhyana Buddhas, and they are Vairocana Buddha at the center, Akshobha Buddha to the east, Amitabha Buddha to the west, Ratnasambha Buddha to the south, and Amoghasiddhi Buddha to the north.
这就是阿达尔玛佛，
So
一次就化为五
from
方
Adharma Buddha transformed directly into 5 Dhyani
然后
Buddhas.
五方
The same concept.
再化再变，
And from the 5 Dhyani Buddhas transformed again
这个八大菩萨，
to become the 8 great bodhisattvas,
然后再变成
and then into thousands and millions of Buddhas and
跟
bodhisattvas.
大方法法一样的意思，没有
The
错。
same meaning as the Mahotara Herukas. So that's the correct question.
第二，可是为什么要泛发出有轮回、有众生？
Why did it transform and manifest rebirth cycle and sentient
为
beings,
什么要
creating
泛发
karma?
出有轮回、
Why
有众生造业？
did it transform and manifest the rebirth cycle and sentient beings creating karma? That's the question being asked. Now let me tell you, is there a rebirth cycle?
有造业吗？
Is there creating karma?
这个是我的回答是
That's my answer,
第一，
and that's the
是
ultimate
了
truth,
义的佛法。我现在回答的是了义的佛
which is the ultimate Buddha Dharma.
法。你有看到轮回吗？
Did you see the rebirth cycle?
真正的了义的佛法，
The
轮
true,
回跟涅槃是一体。
the ultimate Buddha Dharma, in terms of the ultimate Buddha Dharma, rebirth and nirvana are of the same
也
taste.
无恶，
And in the
也
ultimate
没有恶，
truth of Buddha Dharma, there is no good and no evil, no
没有增
increase
加，
and no
也没有
decrease.
减少。这是了义的佛法。
That's the
不
ultimate
了义的佛
Buddha
法，
Dharma.
就有轮回，就有造业。
But in the non-ultimate Buddha
我们今天
Dharma,
学
there
金
is
刚
rebirth
正，
cycle and creating karma. We
就是在
practice
做了义的事情。
the Vajrayana or Tantrayana is we are doing work in terms of the ultimate.
你自己想想看，很简单的一个比喻，常常讲到，
It's a very simple analogy.
像今天西雅图，
Like
这
today,
个当然有出太阳，
we
但也有
have
没有出
sun
太阳。
in Seattle, but there are also clouds.
太阳啊，本身
The
不
sun
增不减，
has no decrease nor
在
increase.
增减当中的是那些云，它是
What
增加
increase
跟
and
减
decrease are the clouds.
增加跟减少而
The
已。
clouds increase and decrease.
虚空本身呐、
And the
不生
sky
不灭，不增不减，
is non-arising and non-ceasing. It does not
增
increase
加
nor
的
decrease.
是一些云、
What
闪
increases
电、
is the clouds, the thunder,
下
the
雨、
lightning,
阴天。
the rain, the cloudy days.
所以，真正的了义是
So
没有轮回，
the
也没有众
true
生造业。
ultimate realm, there is no rebirth
这
and
个
no
如
sentient
果
beings
还不懂，
creating karma.
偷偷来问，
If you still don't understand, ask me secretly.
哦，就是这样子跟你讲。
So
第三
that's
个
my
问题，
answer.
如果宇宙至上意识没有泛发出轮回，
had the utmost consciousness of the universe not manifested the rebirth cycle, does it mean there won't be sentient beings existing and won't be any karma created? Now let me tell you
众生
that sentient beings, rebirth or reincarnation,
都是
and creating karma, they are all the clouds.
你讲的轮回，就是
What you
云
said about the rebirth, that's
众生
cloud.
也是
Sentient
云
beings, also
造业
clouds.
也是云。
Creating karma, that's also clouds.
如果你还是听不懂，
If you still don't understand it,
那我看这样好了，
then
跑一趟西雅图，
come to Seattle
偷偷来问我，偷偷来问我，
and secretly ask me
还要记得点点点。
and remember ...
这个我今天只有一张。
Only a piece of
阿
paper
弥陀
today.
佛，顶礼根本上师，
Amitabha, homage
请
to
师尊
Root
教授
Guru.
如何增加
Please instruct us how to increase or replenish the light drops.
如何增加明点，
How to increase the light drops.
充明点。
How to replenish the light
明点
drops.
是什么东西啊？你要先认清楚。
You need to know
这个
first
有
what
形
light
的
drops
明
are.
点，在
The
我们的
tangible
身体
light
里
drops
面的
inside
所
our
有的
body
分泌物都是明
is all the secretions are considered light drops. All the
我们
secretion
身体里
inside
的
our
分泌
bodies
物都是
are considered light drops.
以前图登大吉上师跟我讲，师尊啊，
Last
你
time,
知道
Master
你要
Dubdan
增加
Torji
明
told
点，要怎
me,
么增加你身体的明
Grandmaster,
点吗？
do you know how to increase your light drops
他
inside your
叫
body?
我吃
And he told
胡
me
辣，
to eat
胡辣。
嗯
胡辣是什么？胡辣是台湾
胡辣
话，
What's hula?
什么鸡的睾丸？
Oh, it's
讲
the
鸡的卵吧？
it's the
哦，你讲粗话。
rooster's balls. So you're speaking dirty.
图登大吉上师也是偷偷跟我讲，我现在是
So
公开
Master
讲
Dubdan Dorji told me secretly,
等
but
一下
I'm
你
telling
要
you
点点点
openly now, and in a little bit you have to ... Okay?
他说那个东西最有荷尔蒙，
Those things have the most hormone,
其实女性的荷尔蒙、男性
and
的荷尔蒙，男性
the
要吃
female
男性的荷尔蒙
hormones and male
女
hormones.
性要
The
吃
man
女
should
性的荷尔蒙
take the male hormones, and the woman should take the
吃这个
female
药
hormones.
不是吃那个布，
Not
那个你到那个
taking
药局去
medicine or drugs, because those have to be prescribed for the estrogen, the female hormones. They need to be prescribed. But you can replenish your hormone from food, because as you age, the older you get, the less saliva you have, and your saliva is light drops too. When you're young, it's very easy to digest your food, And when you grow old, you cannot digest so well because the enzyme inside your stomach has decreased, so you cannot digest as well. And the pancreas cannot secrete the insulin, so you get diabetes. Then you become diabetic. That's because your pancreas cannot secrete the insulin. Then you have to rely on your diet to balance it. A lot of things, all the organs inside our body need secretions to operate, especially for the pure light drops. In order to ignite the inner fire, you have to rely on the light drops, and the light drops are the materials for the inner fire. So it's the fuel for the inner fire. So how to increase or replenish the light drops? You have to rely on your diet and obtain it from food. For men, they have to take things that contain male hormones, and the woman should take food that contain female hormones. You need to take this food. Once you have these hormones inside your body, then you will become younger and younger. So in our spiritual cultivation, if the hormones are very flourishing inside your body, then you would become younger and younger. But if your hormones are decreasing, and once it's stopped, then you would become menopausal. What does it mean, menopause? Which means you're getting older. Because menopause has never stopped. Once you have your menopause, then you would grow old, older and older. So you need to understand how to become younger and younger. That's because of the function of your hormones inside the body. And it's replenished and rejuvenated and getting more and more. Then you become younger. Grandmaster never wears eyeglasses. My eyesight is still good. I can see clearly. All very clear. I don't lose any hearing either. I still have saliva. My light drops are still full. The upper light drop, the lower light drop, all over the body is still there. And when you have wrinkles on your skin, that means your skin has aged. Grandmaster's arm are still fine and fair, and the same with the feet, the legs. Fine and fair. My skin has not aged, has no wrinkles. I still exercise every day. I can still lift myself up. But I don't want to break this chair.
上回也弄坏几个椅子
I had broken several chairs before.
就这样子撑起来啊，
Easy
还是有力
picking up
气啊。
myself. I still have strength.
所以这个很重要啊。
This is important.
增加跟补充明点，你修法的时候啊，
So to increase and replenish the light drops, in your Dharma practice, the tip of your tongue touches the upper palate and
就进到你身体。
the light drops, the body chakra liquid, would drip through it to your
你要
body.
把最好的
So you
气
need
全
to
部纳
know
入
to
你
take
身体。
in the breath. You need to take in
第二个
all
就
the
是咽
best
气，
qi into your body. Second is to swallow your saliva
滋润你的胃，
to moisten your stomach and your whole body.
什么？那个唾液进到你的身体，到你喉咙，到你的
So
胃，
the saliva
吸收
entering
到你的全
into
身。
your throat and your stomach and then
这是修行的
absorb
两
into
种，
all over your
一个是
body.
纳气，一
So
个是
two
咽
kinds of
气。
practices.
咽气
One is
第
taking
三
in the
个才是
qi.
温热，
Second is to swallow
温
the
热就是
saliva.
走火。
And third is to warm the yang, which is the same as inner fire practice.
还有食物补充，
And then fourth is diet, to tonify. That's to increase and replenish the light drops.
安尼听有啊无？
Do you understand? Huh?
住隔壁家的女孩说她家的电灯泡坏了。
The girl living next door told me that her light bulbs were
电
out.
灯泡是比较高的地方，
So she asked me to change the light bulbs because they're pretty high.
稍微危险一点。这个电灯泡坏了，那高的电灯泡坏了，那个真的是
So that's pretty dangerous, you know, the light bulbs in high places. If
这个
they're
男孩
broken.
子就跟女孩子讲：“你没有男朋友吗？”
So this boy asked the girl, "Don't you have a boyfriend?" And she replied, "Yes,
那
I
怎
do."
么不让他来换电灯泡？
So the boy asked the girl, "Why don't you ask your boyfriend
因
to
为我
change
怕他被电死。
change your light drop, the light bulb?" And she replied, "Oh, because I don't want him to be electrocuted."
别人电死就无所谓，你的男朋友就
So
不电
it's
死。
okay to electrocute other people, but not your boyfriend.
这个是什么样子的佛法？这就是讲说，一般人都有私心。我告诉大家，
Most people are
只有
selfish.
一种人没有私心，
Only one kind of people without
是哪一
selfishness.
种
What kind? Can you say?
啊告诉大家哦，死人。
Dead people.
只有死人没有私心。真的，佛陀的人大部分都有私心的。
And all living people
活着的人
have
都有贪
selfishness.
嗔痴，
And any living person would have
只有修
greed,
行
anger,
到
and
那
delusion.
死心的境界，他才会没有。
Only through spiritual cultivation until you reach this realm of
这修行人啊，要把
dead
死
mind,
死这个日
then that has
放
no
在你
greed,
自己
anger,
的
and
心里
delusion. Therefore, you have to be mindful or keep remembering the word death. At any moment, always be mindful of death. Then you would have no more greed, anger, and delusion. So your desire has no use because you're about to die soon. So what fame and privileges are for? You're about to die soon, so what use are they? And death can come any time. It's impermanent. It's signs of impermanence. Don't think that you get on bed tonight and that tomorrow you will still get up. Or you drive and then you get involved in an accident. And you thought you were lucky not to die, but actually death just passed by you very closely. You thought you are okay, and you walk on the street, and all of a sudden you meet a mad person who kills anybody, and it just happened that you're there, and we bang bang, you're dead. So for spiritual cultivator, we always think that death is sign of impermanence. So if you're always mindful of death, then you have no desire, anger, and delusion. Why are you always angry? Because when you're angry, the one that's hurt is yourself. And other people, because of your anger, also got hurt. And yourself get hurt too. So what use is that? So therefore, for a lot of things, let's talk calmly. As Buddhists, we want to speak with an even temper. Don't lose your temper. Very simply and calmly explain the situation. And to resolve matters, not with the forcefulness or violence or shouting. Then you create discomforts in others and yourself. Then that would be a lose-lose situation, no good. So you cannot have greed, anger, or delusion, foolishness, ignorance. We want to be smart. Don't be greedy. Don't have anger or hatred. Now let's talk about the four fruits appearing from initial interest. The personal meeting with the Nirmanakaya Buddha, when oneself has also appeared as Yidam, through stable development stages, that is the abandonment of the mundane body. Let me ask you, have you seen the Buddha? Have you seen the Buddha? Have you seen the Buddha before? Grandmaster has seen Medicine Buddha, Sakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha. I have met them. Have you met any Nirmanakaya Buddha? I have. And second, you yourself has appeared as Yidam. You yourself have become Amitabha or Yidam. Yes, yes, you should be. And your development stages are very stable. Then this is the abandonment of the mundane body. Your body is not the body of a mundane being anymore. Through speaking, one gives Dharma teaching to salvage many types of sentient beings. That is the abandonment of the mundane speech. So through speaking, you give Dharma teaching to all types of sentient beings. And away from mundane speech, which is nonsensical speech. The nonsensible speech. When thoughts have no root, this allows the attainment of the two positions of the meditation. It is the abandonment of the mundane mind, and the above is the fruit of abandoning the ties. And what is the fruit of abandoning the ties? I have explained it last week. The fruition of abandoning bondages of Visaya Yoga Pala. Like if you're held in bondage by money, by sex, by fame, by food, by sleep, you want to abandon these 5 things. If you can, then you have attained the fruition of abandoning ties. Or Visaya Yoga Pala. So at this time, one can pass through the walls and the mountains, and can fit the 3,000 worlds into a mustard seed, regardless of size, can change one into many and many into one, and so on. This is the fruit of the unusual maturity. The Reverend Bien, can you walk out from that bookshelf on the wall there? Cannot. Just walk through that bookshelf. You cannot, and I cannot either. When you attain your illusory body, you can make or let your illusory body to pass through. So pass through the walls and mountain unobstructed, and can fit the 3,000 worlds into a mustard seed. You can change one into many and many into one. That's the fruit of unusual maturity. In my meditation, I can use my illusory body. I myself become Amitabha Buddha, and in front of me there is also another Amitabha Buddha. And I prayed, I asked Amitabha Buddha to let down a Dharma ship, and this one Dharma ship becomes thousands of Dharma ships. And with the light of Amitabha Buddha radiated upon the Saha world, and to guide all the spirits to ride onto the Dharma ships, and then all the Dharma ships would be sailing toward the Pure Land of Amitabha Buddha, the Western Paradise. I have done this work non-stop from the very beginning of coronavirus pandemic. Every night I would do it. I sit on the chair. Amitabha Buddha appears in front of me, radiating light with Om Ahom upon me, and before that, Golden Mother radiating light upon me first, and then I become Amitabha Buddha myself, and then I pray to Amitabha Buddha to lower a Dharma ship, which transforms to become thousands of Dharma ships, and carry all the dead people from coronavirus to be reborn into the Pure Land. So that is to change one into many, from one Dharma ship into thousands or tens of thousands of Dharma ships. And this many Dharma ships become one Dharma ship to go to the Pure Land. This is the fruit of the unusual maturity. You can use your illusory body to come out and to pass through walls and mountains unobstructed. And your eyes can see through the walls and can fit 3,000 worlds into a mustard seed regardless of size. So this is the attainment of the fruition of the unusual maturity. By having the mind qi to enter the central channel, and the Venerable Mother in embrace with legs folded, the incessant bliss of the non-leakage is referred as the fruit of equal flow. That's the highest Yoga Tantra. Grandmaster can make the mind qi to enter the central channel, and the Venerable Mother in embrace with legs folded. This is the highest Yoga Tantra. And the incessant bliss of the non-leakage. You are non-leaking and you gain the incessant bliss, eternal bliss, not short-lived bliss. The inner fire that you have generated, it would generate a warmth, blissful warmth inside your body. That's an incessant, eternal bliss. So that's the incessant bliss of the non-leakage. That is the fruit of innate equal flow. And Grandmaster has attained this fruition. Anyone attaining the fruit of the innate equal flow will not lose their temper, will not get angry. At any moment, you're always happy. Because the bliss is inside your body. How can you get angry? Those that shouts and talks loudly would be enraged because they don't experience bliss. That's why they lose their temper. But if you experience bliss all the time, how can you have time to lose your temper? The fruit of innate equal flow. When counterbalancing is wise and powerful in transforming phenomena into meditation, with only slight adversities, the one who becomes forgetful of advancing and retreat is endowed with the fruit of function or the immaculate fruit. This is very simple. You're already pure. All the bad stuffs, by the power of meditation, be transformed. So all the bad stuffs can be transformed by the power of meditation. And all adversities can be counterbalanced with your wisdom.
退的、忘尽的、退的，好像
So,
道一直在退。
like
但是
the
呢
retreating.
但是不是这样子的？你退的不好的东西让你退，但是
So
你以禅定之力又把它转化，就变成清净。
you retreat or withdraw the bad things, and then you transform.
因为你用你的
The
禅定的力
impurities
量
are all
把一些
transformed
不
into
清净的
purities
变
by
成
the
清
power
净。
of your meditation.
这个得到的就第四种果叫
So
无后
what you
果。
attain here
无
is the
后果
fourth kind
没有
of
无
fruitions,
无后
which is the
没有无后
immaculate fruit,
就是清净。
no contaminants, which is the pure, immaculate fruit. 小明跟着妈妈到博物馆里面看展览的时候， Xiaoming
不
followed
小
his
心把一个
mom
花瓶打
to the gallery,
天哪！
and
这个导游就叫了，
inadvertently broke
那
a
可
vase.
是18世纪的花瓶。
And the
小
guide,
明
the
的妈
tour
妈
guide
讲，谢
cried
天
out,
谢地。
"That's
小明的妈妈松
a
来口
vase
气
from
讲，
18th
幸
century."
好它不是新的。
And the mom sighed in relief, like, good thing it wasn't new.
这个是什么？这个是愚知，
What is that? That's ignorance.
不知道那个旧的才是贵的。
She did not know that the older it gets, the more
这个可以
expensive
很
it
简
is.
单讲。我刚刚所讲的，
So, simply said,
大家都听得懂。离系果，
you understand what I
离
just
系
said.
果，你就听懂。异熟果，
The fruit of abandoning ties,
等流俱生，
the fruit of unusual maturity,
无后果。
the fruit of innate equal flow, and the immaculate fruit. You all
但是
understand,
你
right?
不去做，
But if you understand and don't apply them,
我告诉你，你听得懂了，你去做，
however, let me tell you, if you understand and apply them, then you are walking on the path.
你听过了，你不去做，
But if you heard it and then not
就
apply
是
it,
愚知，
then that's ignorance.
就是无明愚知。
That's
讲过了
delusion.
你还不做，那就是愚知。
That's no wisdom. Already told and not done.
5岁的时候啊，老公揉着太阳穴讲：“老婆，
At nap time, the husband
我脑袋很疼。
rubbing
老婆就
his temples and asked and told the
老
wife,
公讲
"I have a headache." And the wife asked, "So, do you
那
catch cold?" And the husband replied,
老
"No."
公就讲：“我脑袋里面装的都是你。”
And the
老婆
husband
听了
said,
心里很乐。
"You know, but inside my
结果老
head,
公又说：“以前的
all
你
inside my head is you."
我勉强能够
And the
承受，
wife was very happy.
但现在你
And the
体
husband
积那
said,
么大，
"But you were very
撑得我的
slim
头好
before, so I can contain it. But now you become so big, so it's become so tight in my head. That's why I have such bad headache."
我不是讲了吗？1岁出场亮相，
I have said this before. At
学
1,
业至上，
you come to the world with merriment. At 10, you're into your studies. At 20s, you're at top of your youth. At
时
30s,
常闯荡，
you're into your career.
40岁
At 40s, ，
就稍微
you
滑
start to gain weight,
对不对？
right?
40岁就稍微发胖。
You start to gain weight at 40s.
所以我们修行人
So, for spiritual cultivator, remember,
不能够让他发胖，不要让他发胖，
don't
身体健康，
gain weight, don't be fat.
要身体健康才好，
You want to be
不
healthy,
能够发胖。
don't gain weight.
我们修行人也是一样，
The
不要太
same
胖，
for spiritual cultivators. Don't be too heavy.
这个有一个对话，父亲跟儿子，
There's a
父亲跟
dialogue
儿子
between
在对话，
dad and his
儿
son.
子
The son on the phone
老爸
told his dad,
这个父亲就跟他讲，
and
是
dad
想家
said,
了吗？在外
so
面赚不到
you're
钱
missing home?
就回来帮忙。
If you can't make it on your own outside, just come home and help out.
这个
And the son replied,
如果你年轻的时候
Dad,
多吃点苦，
if you work harder when you were young, then I would be the son of a rich man now.
这个老爸回答，
And Dad
你
said,
现在吃苦，
now you work hard
就是
and your son would become the second generation of the rich man.
那儿子就回答，
And then he
凭
replied,
什么我吃苦？
why should I work so
在
hard
负债之下？
for that little brat to enjoy the wealth?
老爸回答，
And
我
Dad
当
said,
也是这样子想。
that's what I thought too.
所以很多事情啊，是互相的。
That's why lots of things are mutual.
那我们活在这世界上，彼此跟彼此之间
We live in this world
是
and
互相的影响。
we mutually affect each other. Therefore,
团结一致，
for True Buddha's goal to prosper, we have to
要
unite
团结一致，让生活中能够自己本身修行，
so that
也
True
要影
Buddha's
响到
goal,
别人一起修行，
spiritual cultivation, can affect other
一
people,
起修行，
so that sentient beings can cultivate spiritually together with us, walk on the path, so that we can have attainments together.
我成就了，我就不希望你们成就，
Don't say that I just want to have attainments but not
就
you.
会大家一起，
We want to have attainments together,
不是一
that
个
we all benefit together, not just one person.
如果有一天你在街上碰到你的前任的恋人，
If
跟
on the road you see your ex together with his or her new
先不要心
lover, please
啊，你有一天你
don't feel
你的恋人
discomfort or upset.
团在一起，你不要心里酸酸的，
So, if one day you see your ex with his or her new lover, don't feel bad.
聪明一点，
You need to be smart
因为啊，
because
要把不要的旧玩具
because
捐给
we
比我们
want our
不幸
old
的人
toys to be donated to the less fortunate ones.
听得懂吗？
You understand?
你要这样子想就好了。
You need to think this way. Then
看
it'll
到
be
你
fine.
的以前的恋人跟别
If
人
you
新
meet
团在一起
Your ex
你就要聪明一点
to
地想
be happy with his or her new
我把
partner,
旧的玩
you should
具
be very happy and think,
那
hey, I
更不
give
幸
my
的
old toy to the less fortunate.
这就是聪明的想法。
That would be the smart way of thinking.
所以这世界上啊，
That's why in this world, many people don't necessarily think that way. When they see their ex with other people, immediately they felt the rage or harming your ex or your ex's boyfriend or girlfriend. That would be wrong. So that would be the ways to counterbalance. So Grandmaster's thinking is rather different from the joke. If someone can make your lover to be happier, because if you love her, you want her happy. If there is someone else that can make her even happier, you want to wish them well, not to harm them. Because that's someone that you love. You need to love and protect her. And then when someone is loving and protecting her, then you should wish them well. That's Grandmaster's way of thinking. What's the big deal? When we were in the military, we always think there's so many flowers in the world. Why? Just fix yourself to one flower. Right? You thought you lost it, but actually, in the ultimate truth, it doesn't increase nor decrease. But before the ultimate truth, losing may allow gaining. So gain can lose. So gain and loss are equal. They are equal and interrelated. When I walked yesterday, I stepped on a nail and I went to the hospital to get a tetanus shot. And today I stepped on the nail again. So I went back to the hospital and asked the doctor, should I get another vaccination for tetanus? And the doctor just looked at me slightly and said, since you have so much money, why don't you just go see an eye doctor instead? You have to look at the ground. It's no big deal. Life is no big deal. So practicing the Vajrayana, we have to learn how to transcend. That's very important. So in our Vajrayana practices, it's very important to be able to transcend. In the Great Perfection Dharma, it's called leaping. So that you have to be able to leap over anything. Then you would be able to attain the immaculate fruition. Then you would be completely purified. So today I would like to say Happy Father's Day. That everyone will be able to transcend. Then you would have attainments. Om Mani Padme Hum.